welcome to Big Sister. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. This is a very quick video. We're going to talk about pop-up parents, the pop-up parent. This is a parent who is not around. They're not around, they chose not to be around, or they only come around on their terms. So maybe divorce, maybe you were never married to this person, whatever the case is. So they pop up, and that's what they do. Maybe they're not supportive. Maybe, support is on and off. Maybe they may not be financially supporting anything of that nature, but they pop up. And a lot of times they pop up at times where, because they're the pop-up parent, you're going to realize sometimes a child either going to have resentment towards them, or especially when they're young, when they're very young, they're very happy to see them. All they know is that's my mom, that's my dad. They're very happy to see them. They pop up, and when they pop up, they're going to show the children a good time. They're going to have the greatest weekend or the greatest week, because they spend a lot of time living their lives doing what they want to do, and then they show them a wonderful time, a memorable time, and then they're gone again. Pop-up parents are not consistent. They're not there for the good, the bad, and the ugly. They can pick and choose the things that they want, or they set conditions on whether they're going to be there or not. Okay? So if you're not doing and saying exactly what they want you to do or say, they're not going to be there. What does that mean? Now, let's be clear. As any parent, you should not be keeping a child away from the mother or the father because, well, you're just mad and you want to punish this person. But sometimes maybe that person is a danger. Sometimes that person is a pop-up parent where the child is on this emotional seesaw with them. Perhaps you've had to correct them about certain things that they were doing wrong. Let's say they're not giving the child medicines that the child needs, or they did something that put the child in danger. And then if you talk to them about it, they get mad at you and they decide, well, I'm not going to do what I need to do then. Okay? You should not, they don't want you to discuss anything serious with them. They don't want you to say anything in which that has anything to do with them being responsible or accountable. They're going to be upset with that. So they're going to disappear on you. And with that, that's going to be the benefits, right? So they're not going to do, if they're mad at you, they're not going to take care of their children. They can't decipher the two. That's the pop-up parent. If they're upset with you, they won't take care of their children. If they're upset with you, they're not going to pick up their children. If they're upset with you, or things don't go the way that it should, or you're not saying what they want you to say. And again, I'm not talking about situations where mothers are just being vindictive or fathers are being vindictive. Okay, that they're upset that you got married, or they're upset that you got engaged, or they're upset because just how people are. Well, I want you to come and get them on Thursday. Well, no, I can't get off work on Thursday. I can only pick them up on Friday as planned, because that's the day that I have off from work. I've already put time in for that. I cannot get Thursday at the last minute. So now the parent is angry at you, the vindictive parent. Well, because you're not coming Friday, you're not coming Thursday, because now he or she has something they want to do. They are going to make sure that you don't see your child at all. I'm not talking about cases like that. I'm talking about petty situations. If they just don't get their way, like that one, okay? A petty situation like that. So, oh well, I'm not showing up. Oh well, you can't get your child. Oh well, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. That pop-up parent will be conditional. They'll do things only when it's going to benefit them. They're only going to do things when it makes them happy. But they're not really present. Pop-up parents, as I said, they may show up for anything where, let's say they've been absent out of the child's life for some time, but now the child has accomplished some very important, they've accomplished some big things. Okay, whether it's they're going to drafted, they're maybe drafted into the NFL, or they become a celebrity, or they're going to medical school, they graduated from medical school. They didn't help to pay for anything all up to that point, but they're there for things. That's when everything has been said and done, they show up for that. They'll show up for maybe holidays and dinners and stuff like that. They'll pop up in the child's life once the child is an adult. And what they're doing is, see, a lot of things happen with parents like this, like these, because they get older. They're getting older now. And now they start to think about their children. They want somebody to take care of them. They may have received a bad diagnosis. They may be getting sick. They realize they're dying alone, or they don't have the support that they thought they would have in the people that they may have abandoned their children for. So they'll get closer to their children for that. Or now the child or the children has accomplished they have accomplished some wonderful things, and the parent sees dollar signs. So the papa parent now wants to pop up. They want the honor of being mother and father. They now want you to, they want to come live with you, or live in the family house, or be a part of the family all of a sudden. Okay, they want to be the grandparent. They want to do this because all the hard work is done. You're an adult now. It's easier. You're walking, talking. You don't require as much. And now you are the money. So sometimes they want money. Sometimes they want a loan. Sometimes they want you to help them to do things. They want you to pay off something. Their house is up for foreclosure or something. The papa parent shows up for the benefits, the cash, or as I said, the honor. And what the papa parent will do in these cases is they're going to have to come up with a story as to why they were gone. And what they often do is they're going to demonize the parent who is always present by telling them all these things. I wanted to be more present in your life, but your father did this, or your mother did this. Okay? They'll tell them all this stuff about you. And sometimes a child will just believe that. And why would a child be more inclined to believe why is the child more inclined to believe that parents? Sometimes what happens is when you are raising a child alone, you are the one who is, I'm sorry. When you're raising the child alone, you're the one who is provider, protector. You're also the disciplinarian. You're also the one who has to make some decisions that's not going to be popular. Whereas the papa parent, anytime you see them, it's for a good time. So oftentimes the child or the children will have this sting, right, with a parent because it was their mom or their dad who raised them, that they had to raise their voice at times. They had to tell them no. They had to implement punishments and things of that nature. They have to be the one to make those tough decisions or the unpopular decisions. Okay? They've seen their parents in all forms. That supportive parent, or the one who took care of them, whereas the papa parent always shows up with the goodies. So what happens is when they finally decide to show up, that means they realize that they've lost their legs, or they're dying, or things are not going well. This is when they think of their children. See, they may abandon their children right now because they're being spiteful to the mothers or to the fathers, but then they get older and age in situations, and sitting at home by yourself with those hardened noodles on the stove from the night before, they start to feel fearful and alone and think, oh, I have children. Well, how do I get back to them? Oh, what's going to be my excuse? Let me blame their father. Let me blame their mother. and I'm going to tell them these horrible things, and I'm going to say I always want to be in your life, but your mom did this or your mom did that. Now, I want to know here that there are some parents who does that. There are some parents who just alienates the parents just to be evil. And then there's some who's had to do that to protect their child. But nevertheless, any mother or father that's ever really wanted to see their child, there should be something where that child remembers seeing that mother or their father outside the door saying, "Where's my baby? I want my child." Or hearing the parent talking about a letter from a lawyer or something. Okay. A lot of now, in some cases, that they're just off the grid and they don't know where to find them. But what I'm saying is, you think about if you have a child and as a parent and someone just took off with your kid and you don't know where they are, would you just sit around and not do anything, or would you be doing everything in your power to find your child? Would you not be putting out something? So a lot of times that parent does not do that, okay? Because they know the papa parent is not doing that because they know where to find you. They just don't want to write down. They don't want to take on that responsibility. They don't really want to do those things. There are other things going on. So they're going to come around and they're going to try to turn the children against the parent who raised them. And sometimes it actually works, which is a sad thing. And other times it does not. You raise your children, you don't raise them to hate the parent. You may have to have honest conversations with them about some things so that they're not surprised. Okay, you don't want to tell them things that could be harmful, but you don't want them to be where the parent could just come in and tell them all these things and throws them off. So the papa parent is the one that shows up for a good time. The children are always going to have fun with them. They show up for all these events. And again, I said when old age creeps in, when everything falls apart for them, they want to come back, but then they have to come up with a story for why they were absent. And that's basically what they are. And action speaks louder than words. Someone can say they love you. Someone can say, oh, this, that, and the other. You mean so much to me, but you need to pay attention to their actions. Now, I'll tell you, if you have a parent who's there, who's raising you, they may not be perfect, but never allow a papa parent to come in and cause you to turn away from the parent who's been there for you. And then all of a sudden, all the rewards, the grandchildren, the wedding, you stick the papa parent right there in front of the parent who's actually raised you. You have to be very careful with that, because remember, what goes around comes around. In the same way that parent walked away and just or disappeared and broke the family up, what they do is they're setting a seed and they're setting a standard already for the new generation through your own family. Division and breaking up the family, except now they're at the head, pretending to be the loving and kind parent that they've always been, when they've only always created division, strife, and separation. So just something to think about, guys. Peace.